After some extensive training, it's finally time to fill the void left in my boyfriend's heart from not having a co-op partner for Portal 2 as a kid. Diving into a Portal date night coming off of the high of playing both games solo was an interesting change of pace. I had so much fun with the single player campaigns, but I always knew playing together would be special. He's usually a lot faster at games than me, but I have the advantage of playing a ton of Portal 1 and 2 in the past weeks. I'm no stranger to GLaDOS and her test chambers, but now it's time for her to put our relationship to the test. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a change playing with 2 people instead of just 1, but the shift in dynamic hit me like a truck. Keeping my own safety in mind is one thing, but it just gets worse when there are 2 of us running around. It's difficult enough to wrap my head around the space-bending physics of having a portal gun, but now I have to worry about 2 of us falling in and out of walls, let alone having to worry about 2 portals, which are actually 4 portals, which is a little above my pay grade.
So
I can wave.
Where do you want me to Yes, that is.
I finally figured it out.
There we go, like this.
Oh my gosh, you're waving.
Okay. Enough with the emoting.
I kept running into this problem where I was forgetting I had another person. After however many hours of working through these chambers alone, it's taken some getting used to having him around. The first couple of chapters especially, I caught myself trying to work through things all by myself and then realizing there was no way forward without help. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in that because it took him some time to calibrate too. This is a portal wall. That's a portal wall. Let's go. Oh, I just shit. Okay, well you can copy my move because I just walked through an energy wall which made that so that way my portal. Oh wait, actually I can help you. No, I can't. Okay. Do you know where the hell I went?
This is a portal wall. I think I see what happened. This one, right?
Yeah, that one, and then shoot into that wall.
Like down
into
there.
That room, yeah.
Yeah. Just immediately screw me over.
I know if I had him around during the main story, I'd have finished the game in a fraction of the time. Playing through the cooperative simulations only proves me right. I know what they mean when they say the simplest answer is usually the right one.
It's not as complicated as we're making it, okay?
I always overcomplicate the puzzles, like knocking my head against the wall trying to figure out how to get a cube from me to him using a portal in some elaborate way. It's always embarrassing when I cut myself on Occam's razor and realize we can just hand things to each other. Okay, so I need to do a thing. I don't know what I can do. Okay. So I think I have to come through this energy barrier without my cube. I think I have to stand on this thing. Oh, we have to work together. Okay. So I have a window over here that I can see you. Hello there, and I have a cube. What's your button do?
Makes cubes.
So that's how the cube got to me.
Yeah, you caught it, remember?
Genius. Okay. Now the question is, we need to get it over here. Do these have... So that's nothing.
So maybe you hand the cube to me through the window, and then I can hand it back to you.
Now you're thinking with windows. It's not the first time I've had to cooperate in this series. Up until now, I haven't had the best track record with partners and companions though. So far in the Portal series, I've done nothing but backstab and get backstabbed. So I'm hoping that going into this with him will lead to better results. Thinking about it now though, I'm not sure why I expected things to be any different.
That did not work. Oh my god, that's great.
Why would you do that when I'm out in the open? It's bad enough that we have GLaDOS sending us mixed signals.
I can tell you that at least one of you is doing very, very well.
But then he has to go and pile on more confusion. I'm struggling enough to keep our names straight, and it doesn't help that he keeps mixing up our assembly pods on purpose. Look at little Peabody and Sherman.
Atlas.
Shit.
Sherman? Where did you get Sherman?
I will answer that once I remember.
So what did it say? What did the mask say?
P. Sherman.
If putting the two of us together like a couple of lab rats wasn't the perfect way to highlight our differences in problem solving, then I don't know what is. His brain works like 100 miles an hour, and by the time he's got a plan of action, I've only just figured out where the door is. Watching how he uses the portals has me facepalming in some places. It actually made me a little self-conscious about how I went about beating some levels back when I was on my own. I'm back in here. Ah! Can you hop down there?
Yeah.
I will take the stairs. That's not to say that I fell back into the role of the hard carry, though. I definitely pulled my weight in this one. Where? Oh, here. There you go. So just point it to the thing to raise those spikes on the left. That way you can get through the portal, yeah. On several occasions, I take the lead and let him sit in the corner falling indefinitely.
All right, go ahead and put the platform. Yeah. Wait a minute.
The problem with thinking too fast is that not everything happens all at once. Sometimes you gotta take things slow, and that's where I come in. So, but we can put a thing. So you put your dark blue. That is... Okay.
Wait, no, it's okay. The important portals are still where they need to be. That was awesome.
I had a plan.
I know, I just wanted
You just started walking. I have good ideas. It's just a matter of putting them into a language my partner can understand.
That doesn't make sense.
No,
actually.
so turn and shoot your light. Just one of them. It doesn't really matter which
We won't
one.
have a bridge though.
No, it's fine. So
While I'm
when you're
falling.
ready, so you shoot this one first, and then you're able to look down and shoot at
Yeah,
the ground.
okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Ah!
We did it! I'm lucky I have him, because even though he's normally impatient, when it comes to my antics, he has the patience of a saint. Although it can only reach so far, and even he has his limits.
I've been listening to Orange talk, and I don't know how you put up with it. I really don't. You have the patience of a saint.
He already shared my tendency to fire the wrong colored portal at the wrong time. But in co-op, there's an even bigger problem. This time, our portals can replace each other, which happens a lot, intentionally or otherwise. Although it's useful in some situations, there are others where placing the wrong colored portal over his undoes all the work in a room. And rest assured, I'll never hear the end of it. There are so many turrets in here.
You're the shield lady, for some reason.
I fucked
I think
that
you
up.
used the wrong one. I'm dead.
Because of me. Probably my biggest weakness as a duo was getting distracted by having a teammate. The fact that we're robots and his looks so cute turned out to be a major detriment on my focus. Add in the fact that we were given emotes and it was a done deal. His real nightmare started around the time I figured out that you could emote while in midair. Oh, I see, okay.
I just need to, while you're... Shit, I was so close. I clicked the wrong portal and I tried to save face. Why are you trying to gesture in midair still?
Because it let me.
Cause it let you?
Yeah. If my weakness is emoting at unhelpful times, then his is forgetting he's carrying things. Letting him pick stuff up is a hazard because it's about a 50-50 chance whether or not he has a plan for what he's gonna do with it, or if he's just carrying it around because he likes to hold things. All it takes is the two of us getting a little too comfortable in our conversation before he goes walking right into an emancipation grill holding the edgeless safety cube. You're playing soccer.
I'm just gonna kick it.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Don't go through there, don't go through there.
Oh, right.
I'll take this from you. Whoops.
I don't think it worked. Here, I got another one.
You are not.
Don't let me carry things.
No. Our death tally is a little lopsided, and for once, I'm not the one dying every 5 minutes. He's not necessarily thrilled about dying over and over, though. Is it on, like, directly on top?
No, it's not.
Okay, come back, and I will do it again.
I think it would be here.
Okay.
Why?
No! I'm sorry. If it were as simple as a matter of trust between the two of us, then it would be no sweat. But it seems like I'm somehow responsible every time we have a work-related incident.
I don't think I have enough speed anymore.
Yeah, you do.
There's so many turrets.
Oh my god!
Are you testing?
Part of the reason we have so many work-related incidents is because we always seem to use the wrong significant other for the job. I don't know how it happens, but when the opportunity arises for one person to be the guinea pig and the other person to be the chess master, we somehow always end up with our roles reversed.
I need to somehow catapult myself off of the wall there.
Well, it's okay. Like, you don't need to figure it out. You just need to get up there and you can see what to do next. It's kind of like putting the wrong shoe on the wrong foot, and instead of taking it off, you'd rather spend all day at work complaining about it. Let me be the one soaring through the room in an endless loop, and he can carefully time hitting the button. So you're gonna catch me?
I don't know that that's gonna be enough to bounce.
I'm gonna try it. Scooch to the left or the right.
Oh, it might be. You're close.
Platform, platform,
Oh, shit.
You're making
If
this
keeping the safety cubes out of his hands is proper lab safety, then letting me use the redirection cube shouldn't go on that list. It was already bad when I was by myself because I would walk backwards into them and zap myself. Shit, okay. But now that there's someone else in the room, it's even more of a hazard. Move, 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 move. You're right in front of my portal. GLaDOS is always pitting us against each other. Believe me, we don't need any help in that department. As much of a cooperative experience as this is, it's also a bit competitive. GLaDOS likes to egg us on and make us think that one is doing better than the other, and it just adds fuel to the fire.
To reiterate, this is not a competition. Still, if it were, Blue would be winning.
What?
It's not, though.
I feel like I get a disproportionate amount of hate from GLaDOS. Obviously, she's just trying to instigate drama, and watching it back, it seems like she picks on us pretty evenly.
Just look at how much better you are than Blue. Blue, you are very good at being an example.
But when we're in the thick of it, I always feel like he gets all the praise and I'm getting all the criticism.
I can't bite my tongue anymore. You could solve this puzzle faster on your own. Orange is dragging you down. There, I've said it.
Every time she throws him a compliment, I get a flash of anger because A, I want to do a good job too, and B, I don't like her cozying up to him.
Orange, Blue and I were just discussing your behavior on the last few tests. I have to agree. Orange is penalized 75 science collaboration points.
What? Even though it's chaotic, we really do work well together. No matter how hard GLaDOS tries to put a wedge between us, he's stuck with me. We may bump shoulders every now and again, but I wouldn't trade him for anything. He's a lot more useful than the companion cube, and I'm glad I didn't have to throw him into an incinerator.